this. A world where hope is fading, where the earth we love is slipping away, its beauty replaced by ash and silence. But in that darkness, one person dares to dream of the stars, to defy the impossible. This is the story of the first man to travel the speed of light, and the sacrifice that changed everything. This journey begins today. From the ashes of a fading world rises a story of hope, discovery, and survival, the very first step into a universe we're about to create together. In 2075, Earth wasn't the home we know. The skies glowed an eerie red, choked with toxins from decades of industrial collapse. Rivers had dried to dust, their beds cracked under a relentless sun, and cities crumbled under the weight of a dying planet. I can still picture the skeletal remains of skyscrapers, overtaken by creeping vines of despair. Decades of neglect, pollution spewing from unchecked factories, wars fought over the last scraps of oil and water, had left humanity huddled in underground shelters, clinging to survival. Families rationed water drop by drop. Children born into darkness dreaming of a sky they'd never seen. The air grew thin, temperatures soared beyond endurance, and hope dwindled like a fading ember. It wasn't always this way. I've read the old records, photos of green forests, oceans teeming with life, cities humming with progress. But by the 2050s, the tipping point came. A series of megastorms wiped out coastal regions, and resource wars left continents scarred. Governments fell, and survivors retreated underground. That's when the idea of Project Starshot was born, a desperate gamble in Echelon Base, a hidden lab carved into the Earth's crust. Scientists, once divided by borders, united in a final effort. They scoured the stars for a new home, their telescopes locking onto Alpha Centauri 4.37 light-years away. Proxima b, a planet orbiting its red dwarf, showed signs of water and air, our last hope. But the challenge was staggering. Light itself, the universe's speed limit, took over 4 years to cross that distance. To save humanity, they needed to break those laws, to dream beyond the possible. They poured their lives into the Aurora, a ship powered by an Alcubierre drive, a theoretical marvel that could bend space and time. Untested, unstable, and perhaps a fantasy, it was humanity's final roll of the dice. They needed someone to pilot it, someone who believed the dream was worth the risk. 2075. That someone was Elias Kane. Elias wasn't the kind of hero you'd read about in stories. He was just a man carrying scars no one could see. He lost his wife in the resource wars, and his little girl in a bunker collapse when a quake shattered their refuge. His daughter's tiny hand in his, wondering if he had anything left to give. He grew up in a coastal town. He'd been an astronaut once, piloting missions to salvage decaying satellites in orbit. He scavenged the void, retrieving tech from abandoned stations. When the call came for a pilot, the Earth a bruised orb below, where scientists briefed him on the Aurora. The Alcubierre drive's theory fascinated him, contracting space ahead, expanding it behind, but the simulations were brutal. Feeling phantom forces as the drive's energy warped the air, they warned him of the risks. Yet Elias nodded. If that resolve came from the locket he carried, his daughter's photo. If I don't try, he carried the dreams of every child in those shelters, every soul yearning for a second chance. The day of the launch felt like the world held its breath. The launch was a global event, a fragile thread of hope. Across continents, survivors tuned in, families in African bunkers, huddled under blankets. Asian enclaves, their screens dim with power rationing. American shelters where children pressed against glass to see. Echelon Base buzzed with activity, technicians in hazmat suits checking the Aurora's hull, its sleek design glowing under artificial lights. The Alcubierre drive's core pulsed, a low hum that vibrated through the floor. Elias suited up, the fabric cool against his skin, his locket tucked inside. He whispered to his daughter, "For you." The countdown began. T-minus 10 minutes. The control room announced, voices tight. 9 minutes, final diagnostics flashed green. 8 minutes, the engines thrummed, a heartbeat of steel. 7 minutes, Elias visualized the warp, stars bending in his mind. 6 minutes, silence gripped the base, every breath held. 5 minutes, the ship vibrated, alive with potential. 4 minutes, T-minus 4, the countdown echoed. 3 minutes, a hush fell over the shelters worldwide. 2 minutes, Elias's grip tightened, his pulse syncing with the hum. 1 minute, T-minus 60 seconds. 30 seconds, the engines roared, a sound that shook the Earth's crust. Ignition. The Aurora erupted into the crimson sky, a blazing spear piercing the toxic clouds. G-forces pinned Elias back as the ship clawed through the atmosphere, flames licking the hull. Below, Earth shrank, a scarred, fading marble. The shelters erupted in cheers, screens glowing with the ascent. But Elias knew the true test awaited, the uncharted leap of the Alcubierre drive. 3 days out, Elias flipped the switch. The Aurora hummed with energy, space itself bending around it. For a moment, he was moving faster than light, the universe stretching and shimmering like a dream. Trouble hit. The spaceship cockpit he was in alone transformed into a surreal crucible. The drive's hum deepened into a resonant roar, and space began to warp visibly. Stars stretched into vibrant arcs of blue, pink and gold, bending like molten glass. Elias felt a pressure not just on his body but his soul, time dilating as seconds stretched into eternities. The ship shuddered, metal groaning as the warp bubble strained against reality's fabric. Alarms blared, red lights flashing warnings of energy spikes and spatial distortions. He saw visions in the chaos, his daughter's face flickering in the warped light, her voice a whisper in the hum, Earth's crimson skies pulsing with the drive's rhythm. The starfield twisted into fractal spirals, revealing collapsing nebulae and distant galaxies compressed into luminous rings. A sudden surge threatened to collapse the bubble. Elias glimpsed a void where time looped. Stars reborn in reverse, a sight that froze his blood. His hands trembled as he recalibrated, sweat stinging his eyes. Each adjustment a battle against the universe's resistance. The temperature dropped, his breath fogging the glass, and shadows moved, hallucinations of his family urging him on. For a moment, the drive stabilized, and the Aurora surged into a tunnel of streaking stars, colors blending into a hypnotic dance. But the cost was high. Comms were dead, systems flickered with failing power, and the hull bore scars from the strain. Elias was alone, millions of miles from help, racing toward Alpha Centauri with only his resolve to guide him. I think about that moment a lot. Elias, alone in the dark, knowing he might never make it back. Did he think of his daughter? Did he wonder if anyone would remember him? That kind of bravery, it's not loud or flashy. It's quiet, stubborn, human. And then he saw it, Proxima b, a planet of blue oceans, swirling clouds and green landmasses glowing under twin suns. Elias ran scans, his hands trembling as the data came in. Breathable air, water, life. It was everything we dreamed of, a place to start over. But hope turned to dread as the Aurora drew closer. Elias marveled at the planet's beauty, swirling blues and greens, twin suns casting golden beams, until the scanners beeped a chilling warning. Planetary analysis complete, the system intoned, its voice cold. Extreme radiation levels, volatile atmospheric toxins, seismic instability, landing inadvisable. And this wasn't Proxima b, it was a cruel mirage, a death trap cloaked in paradise. Elias's heart sank, the locket feeling like a stone against his chest. He stared at the false world, its rings mocking him with their glow, the stars outside bending in faint, taunting ripples. Despair clawed at him. Had he defied the laws of physics for this? He considered turning back, but the Aurora's damaged systems left no choice but to press on. Then, a faint chime broke the silence. A new reading flashed. Secondary planet detected, 2,000 kilometers away, matching Proxima b parameters. With a surge of hope, Elias adjusted course, his hands steady despite exhaustion. As he approached the true Proxima b, he deployed a probe, its footage revealing rolling hills, crystalline rivers, and forests swaying under a gentle breeze. He recorded observations, air pressure, soil samples, wildlife calls, each detail a promise of life. The planet's twin suns painted the sky in hues of orange and violet, a sight that brought tears to his eyes. He recorded a message, his voice soft but strong. This is Elias Kane aboard the Aurora. I've reached Proxima b. It's home. Humanity can make it here. Keep going. Don't give up. He sent the signal, knowing it might never reach Earth, knowing he might be stranded forever. But he'd done it. He'd given us a future. 4 years later, that signal reached Earth. I wish I could have seen their faces. The scientists, the families, the children, when they heard Elias's voice. Proxima b was real, and it was ours. Humanity got to work, building ships to carry thousands to their new home. The first colony, Kane's Hope, rose on Proxima b's shores, a beacon of resilience. I imagined the settlers stepping onto the soil, their boots crunching alien grass, the twin suns warming their faces. They planted fields of earth seeds, adapting to the planet's longer days, their crops glowing under violet skies. Children ran through forests, discovering creatures with iridescent wings, their laughter a sound Elias might have dreamed of. The colony grew. Homes of local stone, schools carved into cliffs, wind turbines humming with energy from the planet's breezes. Ships landed weekly, bringing more dreamers, and a marketplace sprang up, trading goods from Earth and Proxima B alike. They raised a statue of Elias, his silhouette gazing at the stars, a symbol of courage etched in bronze. His locket, they say, was found buried near the statue, a quiet testament to his sacrifice. Every sunrise over Kane's hope reminded them of the man who broke the light barrier. His story whispered around campfires, a legend of hope. No one knows what happened to Elias. Maybe he's still out there, exploring new worlds. Maybe he's standing on Proxima B, watching those suns rise, waiting for us to join him. What I do know is this: one man's courage lit the way for us all. And that's the story of Elias Kane, the first man to travel the speed of light. One person's dream can change the future. I often look up at the night sky, wondering what other stories wait among the stars. Tales of courage, of sacrifice, of worlds yet to be found. Friends, this is a work of sci-fi, a flight of imagination, breaking the wings of physics. Especially traveling faster than light is impossible in the real world. So let's not judge it by those rules. Just enjoy the journey. Would you have taken that leap? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I love reading them. If this story moved you, give it a like, share it with someone who loves sci-fi, and subscribe to join me for more tales of the stars. Until next time, keep dreaming big, because the universe is full of possibilities, waiting for us to reach out and claim them.